Hello and welcome. This is the recap, the debriefing of today's morning session of the Bund future. It's Friday in October the 4th, and let's talk first the hypos, my hypos of the day. Hypo 1, range long level. So this is kind of the open test drive level, the lower pre-market volume edge. As always, when I'm doing my preparation around 8 o'clock, 15, 8:20, it was 174.44. Yeah, and this of course always matching then to the yesterday distribution levels as well, and also of course always in context with the long-term picture. Hypo 2, the short, if increasing sell volume towards the lower pre-market volume edge. It was of course also the 174.44. So kind of the list today with continuous sell pressure into 41, then targets 32 and 26. So this is now 1,700. It's you not have missed Bund getting up more than 1,000 ticks. No, it's 174.32 or 174.26 is target. And the hypo 3 is on the long side. That means if we have strong buying power towards the higher pre-market volume edge. This is 174.55 around 8:20, and then buying power needs to continue at the overnight high at the 174.59. The targets will be the 65 level, and even in the bigger distribution, this is the higher edge. But if the buy continues, power continues at the higher volume edge, 74, 75 level. Let's see if they can even go to the high, yesterday high of the day, 174.78 and more. We will see that. So they need then to re-enter this higher distribution. You see here, also here in the big long-term profile, very long-term. This is collected from all-time, at least the data where we at is in a all-time high area. So that means this is all-time data here, this composite profile. So that means, of course, when we re-enter this area, getting above, even the chance to get above the high of the day. And if the continuous buy power, we can see, so no rejection, no more decrease of buy power, even the longer term LV ended getting above. But of course, we don't know. We will react. If there is no buying power, then let's see, you get, of course, out of this trade, because then the probability is high that they're getting back into this upper distribution or even back into this distribution here. But first, where we at now, where we starting was here, so this distribution, and this will be then an auction theory getting back to the low again. Anyway, let's see how it was played out then. A very interesting start already happened in the pre-market, where you can watch closely here the level where I said this is my open test drive level. They tested this a few minutes before I started with the open. I recognized this is also of course the overnight low. They accumulated, and then we get into a range long trade. They didn't test this area anymore. No, they collected and built value. That means price advertises to the upside, looking here for higher prices, and find now a little bit acceptance even through absorption. You see this here in the delta where people sold a lot or quite a lot. Price didn't get then below the 52 level, and they started here. They switching already back to buy. That means volume measuring now a little bit here that there is opportunity, and you see also at this moment started even the POC initiative then away here at this moment, and this was exactly our hypo 3 play. The long with buy power away from the intraday POC. This was in the pre-market session already happening, and continuation. You see this clearly signs. Market tells you that this was not breaking up. Overnight high, initiative continues, target 65 number 1. That was reached within minutes. Find an acceptance then. Very interesting situation now, because hypo 3 is already ongoing. If you're trading more contracts, you stay in this, as long as they stay in this range, probably for a higher target for my 75, 78, or even get lower. So for the intraday swing trade layer who got in here at this range situation with the initiative away, reaching target 1, now you're maybe in a second target. If not, you're just thinking like you would have been into a second or third contract just for for the purpose to understand what is now happening, because market took up overnight high. The question was now, in between this area, will it fall back into the range? Also in this yesterday, minor distribution. Do we fall into, or do we stay? And we stayed in it. So that means absorption a little bit, and again. So we kept this range alive. Open. Only one tick looking above. No clear signs here for a breakout yet. So you see market testing. And now what was prepared for this lower level, what happened in the pre-market, was now pulled to the upside. So shifted to the upside, kind of. A second possible, because this was a range, it was accepted. Second, like continuation. It's not anymore for me to open test drive, because this is just not that level where I've prepared it. So I will not cheat here and say now this is the, but obviously if you see that here is value built in the pre-market, here's our LVN, we're pulling back to this area. Of course, this is kind of technically the same situation. And of course, if the bulls will stay in control, they will get here with initiative, where with responsive buying in again. This happens. Interesting was now to get a entry. If you would have played this and see that this just crossing the PUC and initiative is not breaking up, that means boom, boom, see this here? You could have entered around this first holding structure with the initiative away from the PUC. You would have stayed then a few 5-6 minutes in the trade, see that the initiative came again. So impulse phase, another impulse phase, and then you see first time they fail. So this would have failed. You maybe get out again and try it the next time. But what you not want to see, of course, is that this range is taken out. But as long as you see it's value build, we have some kind of bullish imbalance here at the top area. Everything for me is looking good. It's in the context, fits perfect to the picture. So I was looking for a entry play to get in a long if the absorption is holding on, as this moment was this range here, now higher range here created, not only this, but this range here created. So I was looking for the signs, initiative away, and I want to see the PUC is not shifting downwards, and downwards we're not getting lower. We want to stay here and see a range, and this was happening again. First, again, like I said, this breakout failed. So no entry situation here. See that PUC, this red dots here, was shifted to the down, to the bottom. So now good. At this moment, I want to see they hold on to this level. And they held on. You see that? Shifting back, the helps on. And now you see a try of initiative away from the PUC. In a moment, 9 o'clock 24, 9 o'clock 24:30. I'm measuring 30 seconds. And you see that this was no entry signal for me. Because all this buying that happened here, obviously, it was not less. It was a lot of buying. You see this always compared to the other candles in the delta. That was a good attempt. But you see, price only moved one tick at this moment and also at this moment. So away from the PUC, yes, initiative, but it couldn't loosen. This is not a good sign for me. That means we're still having a lot of absorption, passive selling. No entry here. Plopped. It plopped then again another try, but then we already were a few ticks away from the PUC, and I see as this, I always see this as one scenario, as one moment measuring what's happening. I'm not gonna jump then for if that can then loosen and getting to the upside again. Because even though you see another initiative away, for me this is a sign like it was not able the first time, so I don't give it a second chance. Because we're at this PUC, we don't want to see that the way is not clear to the upside. Even so, with more pressure, they could make it. Because what can happen then? You can then be trapped many times and many often in a trade. -2, -3, -2, -3, -2. So this is not good. For me, I don't want to be in 4 trades for one winner. Even though we have a good chance then to make a 10, 15, 20 ticks trade. But if you think of it, 3 times, 4 times a trade with -3, serious sum. Alright, anyway. So this was not looking good. But look at then what's happening. Also, you see, it didn't work. You see, boom, positions got spit out again. People get out of the position. Delta, selling. And now, starting here from when we're already back here at the PUC, because it was shifted here to the upside again. So this was, anyway, no entry. Like now I see it. As I make the recap, this was not the entry because we were already with the PUC at the upside. So forget what I said. But if this would have been the PUC, this was the right description here not to get into the trade, because we saw all this absorption of the buying. So that means it's not cleared. I don't want to give up. I want to see tape green. I want to see overall more on my side. Delta should be bullish. The structure should be about to break. The internal should be good. Anyway, so we pulled back to this scenario, and now we see a lot of selling taking place. Led to that the POC was again shifting here, the intraday. This, of course, because a lot of pieces got sold. That means a lot of people got on the other side, of course, bought. But you see more market selling anyway, even though, which you can also see it, there was absorption taking place because all the selling took place here. See this? Here. Didn't lead to a price getting lower. The pressure was what mean we have absorption. People buy already passive. That means they provide liquidity in the bid. So they hit the bid, but they could not get the price lower. Absorption. And this was a nice scenario now for my play. This means if you see absorption, I want to see now it stops. We're getting back to market buy and initiative away from the POC. And most important, we want to see that they can also get not this tick area here around, but can shift it to the upside, can move the price. And they did. Initiative started here 9:34 o'clock and 30 seconds and 9 o'clock 35. So it means push, and we get 1, 2, 3 ticks higher. This was my entry area now. So understand what happened. We staying in a range. We are overall in a, for the last days, trendish market. Overall, of course, in a range, but we see what happening. We see now good signs. Very, very good selling, but got absorbed. And now initiative away. Entry level around this area, I got in at 69. Initiative didn't stop. Boom, boom, boom. Impulse phase came. We hit even the 71, almost the high of the range. I was in this trade, stopped very close because we're in a good situation and have a chance that they play at least. I want to check out the higher volume edge. This was around the 74, 75 area of yesterday evening trading market. And even possible 78, you see this gray line here, this is the high of the day. So I stayed. They defended this area and impulse phase 2 was coming. New initiative. So they stayed here and then boof, tested, got even up to the 75 level. So really tested the higher volume edge and I wanted to see more because my play was towards this higher edge. And in the long term, I wanted to see that they even at least coming here to the 77, 78 area, so the yesterday high of the day. But of course, we needed to see then when they switch back here to this area, which they did. I was in this trade still. Remember here I was in this trade. And you see, what I wanted to see now was that this area is protected. And it wasn't. First it held. See this? First it held. The selling that came here held. So everything fine for me. I cannot control it. I see people try to play the long again. See this here. Maybe, of course, some get out of the yet started shorts. But see this initiative, responsive days trying to get in here again into the long. And then boom. This was the failure moment. At this moment, I got out of the position. I have my stop here -2. And then I got stopped out here. So that's it. That means this was the sign for me this very moment here around 9 o'clock 52, 30 seconds. This was the moment for me. The scenario was over. So for this morning, at least for the next hour or whatever, I would not expect that this is a good thing to hold on. Because think of it, we want to take the risk from the small picture. Yeah, the structure that's built, the intraday, the order flow we see, we read and understand what is happening and knowing this is a good situation, fits to the big picture. But think of it, the reward we want for the big. And this time you only got paid maybe with the first contract or what. Because you got 5, 6, 7 ticks here to the upside and then they failed. They even not could make a second top to try it again. So it was weak. That means the overall picture, the longer term, higher volume edge, gave out the sign here. Now, for the moment now it's over. And this was then, of course, for the people who wanted to get then in the opposite direction. It was not like having here, because you would get trapped still getting to the long. Here we would get still searching for the long. Because think of it, this was the structure not broken. If you take a trade here already at this top area, this would make sense in the yeah, short-term trend market to the upside. You see what the intraday makes, my hypo, we already were in the long trend, but here they really played now initiative away after absorption and made a new high, get it to a very, very important level of the big, longer term big picture, got here the rejection, and now you knew either here or here. For me, it was this moment here where you already also now can make the same game. This was the moment in the small picture where it was smart to take on a trade for the short side, because this was, think of it, plannable in the micro picture with a small risk, because think of it, this was here obviously failed. People were with a lot of position in this game, also short-term traders. Now, you don't want to waste money. You don't kick out your money off your window. So think of it, this was in the micro picture a good scenario to say, okay, when I open up here, either with the pullback or already here when it's broken, and know my stop would be maybe around this area where we don't want to see where initiative came in from, trading away. So around here, maybe you stop. Or if you're more conservative, say I want to wait for the pullback, I want to see a next time, boom, when initiative is coming away from it. Again, this was here, this candle, and you say, okay, I wait for it, I see where the structure is built, I will put my stop close to this. After I see this, then you get in here. And now think of it, now you have a good chance to say, I played a short, and where we want to go, and I will widen it a little bit so you can see it. Of course, the moment where the initiative came away here to the POC, where we started to play our first long bull market. So this is the initiative where everything started today, to get into this range. So what you should think of, if the initiative started here and the bigger buyers came in here, what you see also in delta and in the amount here, what's happening, then you know, okay, then at least when I got here in the trade for the short, I have this 10 ticks plus first opportunity here to get at least to this level. Trading, market auction theory, this range through from the pre-market. And this is then what happened. They reached it within a few minutes and get here. That's also the overnight high. They even test the pullback level here after the market ranged to the upside, collected here, and found then the initiative of buying. So that means this area here, the 45, 55 level. And now you see no more need to cry to get lower. Bulls still in control. And this is now the level where we are. They test in this area, and now we're getting back and building and ranging a little bit. Everything can happen now. The market is young. Let's see a lot of numbers in the afternoon with the US session and even before. And yeah, that's it for today. That means for me, I had this long opportunity, my preferred play. It gave me the 6-7 ticks, but not my target area. For the bigger profit I wanted to have for this trade. That's okay. Sometimes you don't get it, but the best thing is you could play it with a little risk, and if it's not working, it's no problem, because reward is always better. It's at least 22-1 or 3-1, so that's okay. So thanks for watching, and yeah, this is Anton Opfel for Manapa Trading.